So what we said is there is only one way to find out if Milley is a traitor. Now, that's a strong word, but if General Milley contacted the armed forces of a foreign nation, in this case China, and spoke behind the back of the commander-in-chief, in this case Donald Trump, he's a traitor. Simple man, simple analysis, that's the truth. But did he do it? Did he do anything treasonous? Or, as he says, he was just conducting routine Pentagon business. When his election, he gives the foreign nations a heads up. Here's how the situation is looking. And after the Capitol riot, he calls selected people and says whatever he says. But if he called the commander-in-chief a loon or out of control or a guy who may attack, that's treason. So we know what the game is. So, of course, the Biden administration, Milley didn't do anything wrong. Roll the tape.
He has been chairman of the Joint Chiefs for almost 8 months of his presidency. They've worked side by side through a range of international events. And the president has complete confidence in his leadership, his patriotism, and his fidelity to our Constitution.
Okay. All right, of course. They have to say that. Now, Milley was appointed by Donald Trump, but Biden carried him over as the head military person in this country. So how do we resolve this? Well, you can't do it on a book. I mean, Bob Woodward, come on, 200 anonymous sources, Bob. Couldn't you just cut it down to 180 and try to get 20 on the record? No, much easier to have anonymous sources. I think I could write a book in a week using anonymous sources. It's lazy is what it is. So anyway, the only way to get this nailed down, and it's very serious if you care about your country, is to get a transcript of the phone call, the second one. That's the important one, on January 8th of this year. Transcript. So we see what everybody said. Now, you know damn well the Chinese taped it. Okay? Pentagon tape it? I think they did. I'm not 100% sure, but if they didn't, that's a dereliction of duty. You talking to an adversary, you got to get it on tape. You have to. So that question was asked by a reporter for a journal, I guess, called Task and Purpose. Roll the tape.
Would it be possible to get a transcript of General Milley's October 30th conversation with his Chinese counterpart, especially noting that the previous administration released a transcript of President Trump's conversation with President Zelensky. So I'm hoping that this administration can be just as transparent.
Jeff, I'm certainly not going to sign us up to releasing transcripts of conversations that occurred before we took office, and I can't do that. I'd refer you to the chairman's office if you want more context on that, but we're not in a position to do that.
Well, that's a lie. I mean, that man's name is John Kirby. He's the spokesperson for the Pentagon Press Secretary. It's just a lie. They can put out a transcript tomorrow. All right? You have the commander-in-chief, Joe Biden, sign off on it. Bang, it's out. We can't do that. Okay, so this is all gamesmanship, games playing. It's deceitful. I'm annoyed. You should be too. But the Senate Committee on Armed Forces can subpoena those transcripts on both calls. Again, the first call on October 30th, I don't think that's a big deal, but I'd like to see the transcript. All right? If Milley was rooting for either Trump or Biden, I'd like to know that. So military is supposed to be apolitical. So let's get them both. So that subpoena up to tape time today has not been issued. And I'm going, what are you waiting for? So the chairman of the Armed Services Committee in the Senate is Jack Reed, senator from Rhode Island. And the ranking member is Senator James Inhofe of Oklahoma. Okay, and these guys can get a subpoena now. They have the power to do it now. Why haven't they done it? And you call them and you get nothing. Hey, I'm sure you've noticed that everything is getting more expensive, and with all this printing money and spending by the progressives, I'm concerned the dollar's end could be near. If the government continues this way, the dollar could freefall and lose its coveted role as the world's reserve currency. That's why there's never been a more important time to consider gold and silver to protect you and your family. And American Hartford Gold is the only company I'm happy to put my name behind. I have done business with them myself. It just takes a quick phone call, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. Plus, tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. So please don't wait. Call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.